Greetings. Tony from Old River Hardgoods again. Music you're listening to is Daybreak Awaits from my second CD, Last Sun. And as always, there's a link to the full version and a YouTube video I made of myself performing the song down there in the description. And in today's video, we're going to go back to an old favorite and look at some tool restorations. We're going to do a draw knife, blacksmith tongs, and a hand-forged trammel chain. Sounds exciting, right? Well, it is what it is, but we're going to just go through some of the ins and outs and things to watch out for. So sit back and maybe learn something, right? Well, here we're going to do a restoration of a draw knife. This is a Tyron, Tyron, 8-inch. The hardware store brand, but which one, history seems to have failed us on. And you can see the front's got some crud on it. The handles definitely have some crud and wear. Back's actually not too bad. Back should come back good. Some light scratches and scuffs. And ferrules are kind of funked up too. And end cap's got a little paint on them, so was the tool of a working man, but we're going to give it the old gung-ho and see where we get with it. Our second project for today is this hand-forged fireplace trammel. I've had this guy for a while now, and it's got some nice features. A little scroll end on the hook there, ring at the other end. There's a swivel up top on the chain. You got straight links and twisted links. Sorry about the camera work, but I'm just doing this fast. So I originally thought this thing was painted, but it's just sooted up. You notice the black on my hand. So we're going to take it back to the bathroom with a bath with some hot water, soap, and a scrubbing pad, and at least get that off, because I don't want to be buzzing that crap all over the shop. So be back in a flash or two. I picked up this pair of blacksmith tongs on my recent trip to Jacktown. And as you can see, this guy's got a generous helping of what we like to call barn. Rusted, but joint works, which is a plus. So we're going to tackle it, hit it with everything we got, and see how pretty we can make it. Bring it back to the land of the living, as we say. Well, here it is after the first trip to the wheel. For those of you that are new to the channel here, I don't show me working at the wheel because my wire wheel has the guard completely removed, which is unsafe and shouldn't be done, but I'm a professional, yada, 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 yada. So anyways, if you notice, that crud kind of came off for the most part. Now there is some, that crud still there, but there is some pit in there. I'm going to have tagged or scratches here. The ferrules came up pretty good. This one's a little dinged, but I got most of the junk off. You can see there. End caps, that's normal for them. Handles are on tight, so that's a plus. On the back, a couple of dots of pitting right there. But, you can see the difference between the where the blade's either heat treated or that's steel meat and iron. I'm thinking this one was heat treated, but hard to say. A couple light dings up top, but this guy hasn't been beat to death. Handle is definitely going to take some work to bring back to life. Probably not going to be able to say much of that finish, but one thing about try-ons, I kind of think these were made by PS&W. Again, not knowing who was selling them, but the style kind of suggests PS&W or Pexto, depending on the time period, but because they did a lot of stuff like that. So, anyways, let's go on to round 3. And here it is after being washed. Looks kind of the same, but definitely not as much crud on it. So I'm going to take it over to the wheel and just do a little quick scrub down, and I'm going to hit it with the wax, and this guy will be ready to go. So stay tuned. Well, first pass with the, just hit it with the regular wire brush, and then with my brass brush. Starting to get some stuff loosened up, as you can see by what's landing on the paper here. So now it's time for fun with sandpaper. Oh boy. Next step was to hit it with some 150 grit sandpaper and then some 400 grit sandpaper and kind of tone things down a bit. Let the ferrules cleaned up a little more. Yep. Gonna do one more trip over the wheel, and it's time to tackle the handles. Something to watch out for these guys is that, especially if this one, especially if they've been hit. I mean, you know, a lot of things are mushrooming up here. Somebody pounding on it with a hammer, using it as a wedge. So watch out for cracks. One time I had I think it was a 10-inch or 12-inch Pexto or PS&W that was really overall not in bad shape. Nice handles on it, except it was pretty well dinged up on top, but that can be cleaned up with a file. And I started getting the rust off, and then right here, it was like cracked like 3/4 of the way through. So there was $20 out the window. You know, stuff happens. But anyways, just another shot of the back in case I missed it the first time around. Again, not too bad. A couple of spots there and what have you, but scale 1 to 10, this guy's still about an 8.5 in my book. So ain't gonna be perfect, but it will get the job done. So anyways, back to the wheel. Well, here it is after buzzing it a little bit. You obviously don't want to go for shiny on something like this. Just kind of loosen up the rust a little bit, and while the other soot and stuff that was caked on didn't come off with the wash. And but hey, these guys go, this one's not too bad, and it's sound too. Another thing, like cleaning it, you can look for damages in the link. Sometimes they got cracks that are concealed and or excessive wear. This one doesn't have either of those, and so all you gotta do is get it out of here. Hit it with the wax, and this one will be ready to go. Here we got chapter 3, sanded. Using 150 grit because I'm out of 100 grit. Didn't realize that. I'll put some more up. Got a big pile of 150 though, and that does the job. See, the rivet's got some pit and stuff on it. Wiped it down quick with the brush again. Now it's off to the wheel. Well, this is going to be fun. Here I got the first handle out in the stripper pan, letting it soak. I'm going to give it a couple minutes, maybe a couple 5-10 minutes out here. I come back and tackle it, because it's going to be a kind of a gnarly job. Probably wind up having to scrape it off, some of it off with a pocket knife, but for comparison, that's what the other one looks like out here in a little better light. So be nice if I can save some of that red finish under there, but I don't know, so I guess we will see. Again, for those of you new to the channel, this is my world famous dead handle pile. I can't tell you how many people I have told, come and take it. Take all you want, all. I don't care what you use it for. Hammer handles, axe handles. You can use it as firewood kindling. Please come and get it, right? I guess I'll be taking that out of here when they take me out in a freaking box. Anyways, back in a few. Well, this is day 2 of this project because I ran out of time yesterday, but got the one handle cleaned up. And not too bad. I got most of the gunk off. Mostly using the stripper, but there were a couple spots that I had to hit with my pocket knife. There's still a little crap there. I might give that another scratch and break the glaze on, but not too bad. You see it's got the user mark there. Both handles have that, but that's part of the charm, right? Here's the other one unclean, so that's where we're heading now. But I should have this guy done today and out to the world. So back to the workbench. Here it is after the trip to the wheel. Got a little aggressive in spots, trying to make sure you got the rust out. Got a little bit crusty still up on the inside there. I'm going to have to hit it with some sandpaper and try and get in there with a small brass brush. But now it's off to the wax and do that detailing, and then it's off to the wax. Yeah. Another early day. And here we have the finished product. The handles, still a little crud on, but not going for perfect. This ain't going to sell for a perfect price. But compared to what it was when I started, it sure ain't bad. So, to get this video stuffed out of the way, take the pictures and see if I can get it out the door. And here we got the finished product, wiped down with my wax, which I will put a link to down in the description on how to make it, if you haven't seen it before. A note about that, when you do something like this, you want to maybe add a little extra thinner to it to make the wax not so sticky, because you want to be able to wipe it on, wipe it off real fast with this stuff, because otherwise it gets to be a real pain cleaning the excess off. And you can see the links, swivel, nicely made hook. If I haven't said this before, I'm saying it again. Of course, the ring, and I didn't measure this guy, but yeah, rough guesstimate's about probably about 30 inches or so. Hold on a second, let me just double check. Back again, it's 41 inches. These things are a little tricky to measure, but we got it figured out. So anyways, again, another item. I was going to, after I get done with processing all this video stuff, I'm going to get this out and listed for sale. So anyways, that's all for this one, folks. Well, here we have the finished product. Little brass residue there from the parts brush I used to get up and clean the crud out up from under there. And of course, there's some overall pitting, patina, and carnage, so to speak. But jaws are fairly good. You know, closed down just about tight. Yep, tight enough for me. And flush, which is always a good sign. So, yeah, probably take 6 months to sell these guys, but that's the way this stuff's been going. Blacksmith tools haven't been a real hot mover of late. Unless, of course, you're dumb as a barn door and give them away, but I really can't afford to do that, not spending this kind of time on them. But we shall see, I guess. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. And that's all for this one, folks. Hope you enjoyed our little adventure into the world of tool restorations. Maybe even you learned something. And since I'm probably not going to be getting another video done before Christmas time, I'm going to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, a safe holiday season, and I'll have to do one more video before the end of the year, but we'll save the New Year's for that. But anyways, thanks for watching, and bye.